Foreign banks exiting the Indian space. Now, what is the trend here? What is happening? With the recent exit of Citigroup from the retail banking space in India through a deal with Axis Bank, that throws some light on why the banks are leaving this retail space and where they want to stay. So, if you look at the foreign banks here or the banks here, largely they are in two sectors. One is the retail sector, which is largely driven by volume and with low margin. And the other is the institutional corporate banking sector and the investment banking sector, where the volume is low but the margin is high. But we need to be wary of the default prone character of this second segment. So in this context, we see that from the retail banking space, most of the foreign banks have exited over the past years, with Citigroup being the latest. Citigroup, if we focus upon the deal which happened with Axis Bank, so it's a 1.6 billion all-cash deal, $1.6 billion, near about 13,000 crore. So Axis Bank will now take on all the retail banking services of Citi post this deal. Earlier, we saw how other foreign banks like BNP Paribas, First Rand, then RBS, UBS, a few more foreign banks, we have seen how they have exited this retail space or even beyond that. So one of the things what we can see here is the compliance difficulties, what these banks have to adhere with, what RBI is putting in the space for financial stability and proper checks and compliance requirements. So that adherence to that, compliance to that is difficult for these foreign banks. That is one reason why they are exiting. And secondly, more importantly, the kind of local competition what we have in the retail space, retail banking space, that is also a major reason for these banks not to survive profitably in this sector. Local commercial banks, we have 40 around. Then we have large NBFCs, more than 10, then hundreds of small NBFCs, multiple fintech players coming into picture in this retail segment and trying to reach out to retail customers like us to offer their services at a through application and technology-driven process, and even through the deep reach what they have physically, with which the foreign banks are unable to compete. So in this context, we see this dense financial sector, what is being created here in India, is not allowing foreign players to survive in this high volume segment where the margin is low, and without volume you cannot deliver good profitably, you cannot function, and there that's the big limitation for foreign banks, and so that is taking them out. They are leaving the sector. It is to be seen further how things will move ahead, but this space is something we are observing how technology is making a difference and how the reach is making a difference. And India is, let's say, standing on its own feet to deliver all kinds of requirements of a customer through its services. Thank you.